Hello and welcome everybody. This is Mahmudul Hassan, the SAT Math Tutor. In this video, we'll talk about some of the hardest SAT math problems that can appear on your next SAT exam. Are you ready? Let's jump in. Here we have got 6 hardest problems. Let's try to analyze each one of them. Now, I have picked up these problems from PrepPro's guidebook. This is problem number 18. And in this problem, it says the area of a triangle is equal to x square inches. The base of the triangle is 5 plus 2x inches and the height of the triangle is x minus 2 inches. What is the value of x? Now, I'll first show you how to solve these using mathematical concepts, and then we'll see how to solve it using Desmos as well. So the area of triangle is basically 1/2 times base times height, and that gives you the area. Now, if we set up this equation, we see that the area of the triangle is x squared. So area is x squared. And the base of the triangle is 5 plus 2x. So we can write 1/2 times base is 5 plus 2x. Now the height is x minus 2 inches. So this is my height. From here, we just solve the value of x. Let's see how we can use Desmos here. So we have 1/2 times 5 plus 2x times x minus 2 is equal to x squared. Now we can see that the graph is passing through x is equal to 10. So that means our option is D. This is how we select our answer. Now let's try to map it with our problem. So if the area of triangle is x squared, that means 10 squared, which is 100 square inches. The base of the triangle is 5 plus 2x. So this 5 plus 2x is 5 plus 2 times x, which is 2 times 10. That is 25. And this one is x minus 2, which is 10 minus 2. That is 8. So 25 times 8 times 1/2. That gives you 100. And that's how you can solve it. Perfect. Now, let's move on to the next problem. Problem number 19 says a circle in the xy plane has its center at 3, -7 and has a radius of 12. An equation of this circle is x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are constants. What is the value of c? So from this information, we can first write down the general pattern of the circle's equation, which is x minus x coordinate of the center, which is 3 whole square, plus y minus y coordinate of the center, which is -7. So that would be plus 7 here, square, is equal to radius square, which is 12 square. Now we want to expand it and get in this pattern, which is x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So if you just expand it, so this is one of these special patterns. We have a minus b whole square. So that gives you x squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So that would be x squared minus 6x plus b squared, which is 9, plus y plus 7 whole square is a plus b whole square, which is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, which is y squared, plus 2 times y times 7, which is 14y, plus 7 squared is 49, is equal to 12 squared is 144. So if we move everything to the left side, we subtract 144 from both sides, and we get x squared plus this y squared minus 6x plus 14y. So we have 9 plus 49 minus 144. So we get 9 plus 49 minus 144. That is -86 is equal to 0. And this is equal to x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And we just need to find the value of c, which is -86. This is how you can solve this problem. Perfect. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Okay. All right, now let's move on to problem number 20. Sphere A has a radius of 7x and sphere B has a radius of 91x. The volume of sphere B is how many times the volume of sphere A? So this is where we need to use the similar property of shapes. So if you want to compare volumes of two similar shapes, we put volume of B over volume of A is equal to, so you can put the radius, so radius of B over radius of A, and then for volume we just cube these scale factor. So this ratio gives us the scale factor. So we know that the radius B is 91x and radius of sphere A is 7x, and then we just cube that. So if we do that, 91 over 7 is 13 and x cancels out. So 13 cube, we get 2197. So volume B over volume A, this ratio is 2197, which means that if I just take this volume A to the other side, volume B is 2197 times the volume of sphere A. So this is the relationship. Our answer is 2197. Perfect. All right, now let's move on to problem number 21. So the problem statement says 1 gallon of resin costs $79 and will cover 48 square feet of a countertop. The countertops in a given room have a total surface area of K square feet. Which equation represents the cost C in dollars of resin needed to cover the countertops twice? So this is one of the key words that we need to highlight. So we know that 1 gallon of resin cost $79. So 1 gallon is costing $79 and it will cover 48 square feet of a countertop. Now, the total surface area is K square feet. So total surface area is K square feet. So if you divide the total surface area by these 48 square feet, we get the amount of gallons that's needed to cover the countertops. So amount of gallons, because we know that 1 gallon will be covering 48 square feet. So for covering K square feet, we need to divide this K, this total, by this 48. So that gives us the amount of gallons, K by 48. Now, this cost of gallons, we know that 1 gallon will be costing $79. So cost of K over 48 gallons. So for 1 gallon, it's 79 times 1. So for K over 48 gallons, it would be 79, the cost, the unit cost, multiplied by the total amount of gallons, which is K over 48. Now we need to do it twice. So for doing twice, the cost will also double. For twice, cost will double. So we just need to multiply this with 2. So 2 times 79 times K by 48. So if we simplify, we can cross out this 2 and 48. So we have 1 here and 24 here. So that is 79 times K over 24. And our answer is option number C. That equation gives us the total cost. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. All right. Now let's look at problem number 22. For each real number R, which of the following points lies on the graph of each equation in the XY plane for the given system? So if you look at this problem also appears in the SAT math section over and over again in different forms. So basically, you'll see that the two equations are basically the same with just different coefficients. So if you just use Desmos here, let's see what you get. We have 10x plus 8y is equal to 15, and 25x plus 20y is equal to 37.5. You can see that both equations are basically the same equation. Now, what you need to do is we need to see which options is actually fitting in this equation. Now, I need to solve using real number r. So what I'll do is I'll just take this first equation, 10x plus 8y is equal to 15, and I'll just isolate this variable x. If I just isolate the variable x, let's see what we get. So for y, if I just isolate x, I'll just subtract 8y from both sides. I have 10x is equal to negative 8y plus 15. Divide that by 10. We get x is equal to negative 8 over 10, that is negative 4 over 5 y plus 3 over 2. We know that for any point on the line, we can use a general coordinate x comma y. Now, instead of x, I can just write this negative 4 over 5 y plus 3 over 2 comma y. So this is my general pattern in terms of y. Now you can use r over here. Now let me just show you how you can use Desmos to solve it very quickly. So just put up a table here, and for x, we can just use negative 4 over 5 y plus 3 over 2. And for this, you can just use y. Now you can just use 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that all the points are lying on the line, and this option is basically option number C. So that is negative 4r over 5 plus 3 over 2 comma r, and that's exactly matching with this one. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions on this one. Now let's look at our last problem. So the problem statement says a researcher selected 2 random samples of employees in a large company to estimate the percentage of employees that planned to vote in favor of a new division. Based on the first sample, the researcher estimated that 68% of the employees would vote in favor with an associated margin of error of 9.7%. Based on the second sample, the researcher estimated that 84% of the employees would vote in favor with an associated margin of error of 6.7%. Assuming the margins of error were calculated in the same way, which of the following best explains why the second sample obtained a smaller margin of error than the first sample? Now, one thing you need to understand that whenever we are comparing 2 data sets, the margin of error is affected by the sample size and the variability of the data. In this case, we can see that sample A has a margin of error of 9.7%, which can indicate that it has a smaller sample size, and sample B has a margin of error of 6.7%, which can indicate that it has a larger sample size. So if you look at these options, the option A says the first sample contained fewer employees than the second sample. Option B says the first sample contained more employees than the second sample. Option C says the first sample contained a lower percentage of residents that planned to vote in favor of a new division. So we know that the first sample has a higher margin of error, which means that the first sample can have fewer employees. And this is aligned with our first option. The first sample contained fewer employees than the second sample. And with fewer employees, we have a fewer sample size, which can lead to a higher margin of error. So that's the best possible explanation for this. Now let me explain why the other options are incorrect. So if you look at the second option, it says the first sample contained more employees than the second sample. If the first sample had more employees, then that would have less margin of error. We can see that the margin of error is 9.7% for sample A and 6.7% for sample B. So this cannot be the best option. Now for option number C or D, we can see that it's talking about the percentage of residents that plan to vote in favor of a new division. So the percentage of residents does not have a significant impact on the margin of error, because the margin of error is mostly influenced by the sample size and the variability of the data. Over here, we are comparing the sample size, but not the percentage themselves. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about this problem, let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know how you would solve one of these challenging problems in the comment section. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, you can join my free school community where I share more tips, tricks, and strategies to boost your SAT math score. I'll see you in the next video. Now, let's get to study.